You know, this wasn't necessarily a video that I was expecting on making right now, especially this time. I thought this was all gonna last, but unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. And typically that leads to better things. So today's the last day that this car is gonna be gray. That's it, we're done with the gray. It got a little beat up throughout the season from going off track, and there were some areas I wasn't too happy with it being the first car that I've wrapped. This coming time around, I'm gonna use a better vinyl that is easier to work with and works well with bends and just the shapes of this car in general. I'm gonna start peeling. This should be fun. I'm fingers crossed it doesn't mess up my paint. It doesn't pull any paint up off. I mean, the vinyl's only been on the car for about a year. I'm gonna use heat and you know, try and heat the vinyl up to get the adhesive sticky so that it will pull off. And then I guess I'll use some Goo Gone around the edges, like right here. It's like this, where the vinyl kind of like shrunk back. There is some adhesive, so I would imagine, and like same with down here. There's like some adhesive, so I imagine I'll have to go around the car. But I mean, I peeled a little piece of the bumper off and it came off relatively easy. So that is it. One last look of the 3000 GT drift car in gray. You know, I loved this color. I still love the color, and just how the car came together with the gray and the purple. But with the next color, I think it's gonna look even better because we have some cool stuff planned for it. I'm still gonna incorporate the purple along the bottom and in my logos and stuff like that. But it's time to move on from the gray. The only complaint I had with the gray, while being an awesome color and looking fantastic on this car, was that it didn't pop like the factory white did. Like with the white, the car just stood out, could not avoid it. It was there. The gray kind of blended in a little bit more and things like that. But the new color, I think you guys will enjoy and what we're planning on doing with it. So without further ado, let me get the heat gun out and pick a panel to start on. Just start here. I'm basically gonna heat it and start peeling. I mean, it's 60 degrees out right now, so I'm probably not gonna need too much heat. As you can see, it's already starting to peel pretty easily, so just light heat. I figured this is a good day to start this because of the temperature. It's not often we get a 60-degree day in December. We got a white door, almost. I gotta take the mirror off, so I'm probably gonna stop the door there, and then go to the bottom of the door and peel that off. Oh, I can get, there's a little corner peeling right there. Let's see, can I get my finger in there? There we go. Cool, I got a good starting point. So I heat it up because I don't see how like it's so loud. I heat it up so that the adhesive gets soft enough that it just quietly peels. It's not like ripping and tearing. So far, I mean, the door came out perfectly fine. It's showing me all those little chips and stuff that this car had, but hey, that's 200,000 miles worth of, you know, wear that this side of the car at least has. All right, so I got a big pile of vinyl here. And I have a white car once again, a little bit more. So got the B pillar, A pillar, door, side skirt all done. There's still some adhesive down there where it was bubbled, but that'll come off easily. Rear quarter's done, but we did have a casualty. 26 and a half years of sun wore out this clear coat enough that the vinyl did peel some of the pearl coat off. The white is still all there, but it's just the pearl coat came off there and there. And I was trying to be as cautious as possible, using as much heat as I could, but you know, that'll happen with old paint. Hopefully the left side that got painted 2 years ago, that doesn't happen to, because that has new paint on it, but whatever. So I'm sure you guys, you know, just want to sit here and watch me peel vinyl all day, but I'm going to jump to, I've recorded this before Florida actually. So a buddy of mine, Eric, he watches the videos pretty regularly, big in the 3S community, and he's been making some cool carbon fiber parts for these cars, and he's going to be making more and more carbon fiber parts for these cars. So I'm going to cut back to the day that I installed these parts and then I'll hop back and close up this video, so enjoy. I got a cool package in the mail today by one of the 3S GTO group members on Facebook. His name is Eric Von Schupe, and he sent me some cool carbon fiber bits. Super excited about this, and I love carbon fiber stuff. I don't have enough of it, but I love carbon fiber stuff. So this part right here is a hatch mount, I guess, bracket or brace, whatever you want to call it. I'll show you in the car. And then this guy right here is a carbon fiber fuel pump cover, like the access door in the trunk to access the fuel pump. So he's making these parts. They're real carbon fiber, 100%, no overlays and vinyl wrapping here. And I'm gonna throw these guys in the car today because the fuel door, this guy, I might have to try and modify my car, and I'll show you in a sec as to why, to fit this in. So we'll come out here to the car, and pardon my mess, I was doing some underglow wiring for the drift event that's coming up. So my fuel door, I actually have 2 holes drilled for my fuel pump harness that I made. So I have the positive wire and the ground wire right here. The new carbon fiber replacement does not obviously have those holes because they're not factory. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is, instead of trying to drill a hole through carbon fiber, I'm going to, I gotta see how long the wires are, but I might drill a hole like up here in the floor of the car and have that as where the wires will come up and come into the car. That way it'll just get them out of the trunk well, like the spare tire area, even though I don't run one, and I won't have to cut this beautiful piece of carbon fiber up. I think this is passenger side, this is driver's side. Replace this metal arm right here. So it's 2 bolts at the bottom, 2 bolts at the top, and then he molded in a nut to screw in the trunk strut. Super nice piece. This is awesome, and it's like, this thing literally weighs nothing. The only thing is that I still use my my trunk cover. So there's a screw hole here. Looks like there's a little provision there that I might have to drill a small like pilot hole and then run that screw into once it's all installed. So first I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 lower, the strut, and the 2 upper bolts and that screw out. Remember that whenever you're disassembling these struts for the trunk, have something supporting the trunk so that while you're working and while you take these guys out, the weight of the trunk doesn't close it on top of you. Removing the top bolts here. Factory one out, and I got the carbon fiber one here, and the weight difference is pretty ridiculous between the two. Now this one, like I said, feels like it weighs nothing. Like it doesn't feel like you're holding anything. This one definitely weighs a couple pounds. I'll give it like 3-4 pounds. This one, easily less than a pound. So, laid right up. It's perfect. Like I said, just this hole, once it's installed, when I can line that up here, slide this guy up behind, line these holes up, start these bolts. All right, so it's installed. Now I'm just gonna hook the strut back up and we'll address that hole, but everything lined up perfectly. Top bolts, bottom bolts, and it looks way cooler than just a white bar. Just a little subtle improvement and some additional weight savings. Now that side's done, and I'm just gonna show you guys, because this side will be just as easy, I'm gonna show you guys what replacing my fuel door is going to consist of. So when I ran these wires, Thankfully I made it so that, you know, they can be easily disconnected. So I'm gonna disconnect the power feed. All right, so this is what it looks like with the access door off. I have a little seal around here just to keep any fumes or anything like that out of the car. I also had to cut this section because my AI line down in there. But most undersides of the fuel pump covers on 3000s look like this or worse. They all get rusty. Mine was rusty. It still is rusty, but I painted over it and the rust hasn't shown through again. So for sizing, I'm just gonna line this guy up. All the screw holes line up fine, so I won't have to worry about that. And then I think I decided that I am gonna drill some holes in the carbon because I drilled a little hole over there to get that screw in and it worked fine. So I'm gonna drill 2 little holes in the high part here so that I can run these wires through and I don't have to worry about drilling into the floor of the car. So shout out to you, Eric, for hooking it up with the parts. You did a great job and I'm really looking forward to seeing the stuff that you're gonna be making for these cars moving forward. I think he did mention headlight covers with the little vents in them, like the old Aircraft ones from Japan. They had that little functional scoop to try and direct air towards the filter from the headlight cover. So something like that would be really cool, and just little interior pieces and things like that, whatever he ends up coming up with. So yeah, shout out Eric, really appreciate it. All right, so as you saw, those carbon fiber parts are super cool, and I'm super thankful that he gave me the opportunity to run them on my car. Thank you guys for watching this video. Big things coming for this car, and I only have about a month to do it because I should tell you, I'll probably tell you in the next video anyway, in case someone didn't make it this far, but the car is going to be at the Philadelphia Auto Show on February 2nd, the whole week of February 2nd. So that's pretty much where I'm going to debut the car. I'm going to have to bust my butt for the next month to get it where I want it to be. But 1 month, car will be debuted in its next form. Hopefully I can manage to get it all together. So thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, follow me on Instagram down below, and I'll see you guys next time.